welcome to my channel, wildfoxstitchery. I'm Steph, and this is where I talk about my cross-stitching and other creative projects that I've been working on. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. And if you are new, I hope you stick around because I love making new stitchy friends. So, we are halfway through April here. I hope the weather is nice where you live. It hasn't been too nice here. It's been a cool spring. Even today I was outside doing my run, my long run, which today was 16 miles, which just about killed me, honestly. So I'm a little nervous about 26 miles in a 5 or 6 weeks coming up here. But it was in the 40s, low 40s, and it was pretty chilly because I don't know if you remember, but I live in North Dakota, so it's like wide open plains, barely any trees blocking the wind, so it's always very windy here. So no matter what the temperature, it always makes it a little chillier, especially when you're trying to run against the wind. Luckily, it's only half the run against the wind, and the other half, I guess the wind is pushing you, so it makes it a little easier. So enough about my running. Let's look at my cross-stitching that I've been doing the last 2 weeks since I filmed. I worked on a few projects, but the most exciting and most important thing that I have to share with you guys is I actually have a finish, which is the first finish I've had in many years. I just came back to cross-stitching in November of last year, so I haven't been doing it long here, but all my projects are fairly big, and it's going to take a while to get it finished, but I was able to finish my long dog sampler that I've been putting 100 stitches into every day. So it turns out that process actually works, and it brought me to a finish on Sacre Coeur. I will show you what it looks like here. I'm very excited and very proud of this project. So it's on Ada. It looks like 18, possibly 18 count. I didn't write that down. I started this back in February of 2019. You can see I have 2019 stitched in here, and I decided not to change that. I finished this up last night. I worked pretty much all day getting that border put in. It was easy. It just takes quite a bit of time to do all those stitches. So I'll do a close-up here. So now that this is finished, I think I'm gonna go thrift store shopping next weekend. I have a couple days off of work, so I can look for a frame to put this in and get this framed if I can find the right size. This was stitched using DMC threads. There is, of course, 310, and then the other one is 906. The green is 906. So that was my exciting finish since last time. Now my next project I'm going to put 100 stitches into every day will be my coffee Quaker. That one I'll show you real quick where I'm at, because I'll start working on that next week to get it out here. I don't know the percentage on this because this is a paper chart, but this is what I'm at, how much I've done so far. And that is this Coffee Quaker by Heartstring Samplery. This is what it's going to look like. So that'll be my next project that I can hopefully finish up with 100 stitches a day. And then let's look at the whips that I put some time into. The first one is a big one. It's my whip go call for April. It is Death by Cross Stitch, charted by Long Dog Samplers. I'll show you here if I can hold it up how far I'm at. So this part with this dragon here is where I was working. I didn't get as much done as I would hope because the first day I stitched quite a bit, realized I had I'd miscounted, so it was in the wrong spot. The next day I had to take that out, reverse stitch before I could restitch it in the right spot. So the reverse stitching, as you probably know, takes, in my opinion, takes even longer than originally stitching it. So I did that on the second day, and I worked on this for 5 days. That's what I do for my whip go calls. So yeah, I was able to get to 19% completed on this, and I'm almost to the end of the bottom row of pages. I really hope I have enough room. That would be a shame if it didn't give me much margin there. Thought I had planned that out, but I guess we'll find out next time I work on it. So that, I am using DMC threads on this. These are the colors that I'm using for Death by Cross Stitch. These are 317, 37.99, 964, 958, 3706, and 3705. And that is stitched on even weave, 2/2 threads. I'm not sure the count of this, but I'm guessing it's 32 count, most likely. And I don't know the color either. It's a grayish, silvery color. But back when I started this, as you can see here, 2018, I wasn't really keeping track of anything like that, so I don't remember what I used. But that was my first whip in the last 2 weeks. The other one is a full coverage piece. I can't remember if this was a whip go call. I believe it is. Let me double check here. I'll put up my whip go card so you can see where we're at on this. Okay, it was not a whip go call, but it is one of my full coverage pieces for April. So every month I have 2 full coverage pieces, 4 altogether for the year, but I rotate every month and work 5 days each on those. So the first one I worked on for 5 days was Pirate Cat. This is charted by Unconventional Xstitch. This is what it looks like here. And this is where I was last time you saw it. Now I am at 6.1% complete, and this is what it looks like. So I was missing a couple DMC colors, which is why you see a few missing stitches here. I did just pick those up yesterday at Hobby Lobby, so I might put those in real quick before I put this away. Yeah, this is 6% done. This is obviously the cat's hat or a very large taco is what it looks like to me. Yeah, this is turning out really nice. This is on 25 count even weave, and I stitch 2/1/10 stitch for all of my full coverage pieces this year that I started. I just started this. When did I start this? I restarted it probably December of last year. So that was one of my full coverage pieces. And then the other whips that I've worked on in the last 2 weeks are stitch-alongs. So I have my Night of the Frost Dragon stitch-along by Flossy Fox Shop. That is fully released now, so I need to finish that up, but I'm still not much farther than I was last time you saw it. I worked on this area here a little bit, hoping to get some more work on it this weekend. I'll undo it here and show you the whole thing. Okay, so this is what I have so far. We've got the rest of the building here and some more animals down here. I'll put up a picture of what the full pattern's gonna look like here when it's done. It's very cute. I can't wait to finish this up. So I'll have to keep working on that. I'm using chalkboard Ada for this one. It's 16 count, and I'm using all the called for DMC threads, of course. So that was the first stitch along I worked on. The other stitch along I have is The Secret Grove by NeedleLot Designs. And that one has 2 more releases after this, I believe. This is how far I am. I'm still working on this bunny here. And then there's a, what is it called? A time piece here. The bunny has some letters that he's delivering. So I need to keep working on this one. This is on Lilac Ada, 16 count again for this one with the called for DMC threads. I love how this one's turning out. So far today I haven't had any stitching time like I normally do in the morning because I had to go run for 16 miles. I already said that, but 16 miles, and I started at 7 a.m. and didn't get done till 10:30 because I almost died, like I said. But I made it. Here I am. Okay, and then there's another stitch along I stitched a few stitches on because I would like to catch up on this one, but I just never seem to get much time on this one. This is the Mystery Stitch Along by Fox and Rabbit. The Cloister Garden, I believe it's called. January, February, and now I'm working on the March, which has 4 sections here. April is in the corners. So I'd like to keep working on that. This is on 28 count even weave. I think it's Jobelin. And I'm doing 1/1. And it's going to be kind of, or basically a rainbow colorway. So these are the colors I have. Plus I have the 2 blues here that go with it. These blues also go with another project, that's why they're separated. But yeah, these are the colors that are in it. The purple's not in it yet, but it will be here soon. So those are the 3 stitch alongs I'm working on this year. Let's see. And then I have just one more whip. It's, at the moment, it's my favorite project. It's another long dog sampler. It is Fishy Goings On. I started this, let's see. I started this on February 14th of this year, and I'm at just about 18% complete on this one. It's looks like this. I love this one so much. Can't wait to work on it again. It's been a few days. I was working so hard on Sacre Coeur trying to finish that up. So this is with 4 DMC colors, and it's stitched on 32 count even weave Lugana 2/2. So that is where those blues came from, but these are the 4 colors that I'm using in that sampler. It's 826, 3750, 680, and 932. So that's all of the whips I've worked on in the last 2 weeks. So we'll go ahead and talk about my plans for the rest of April here for the next 2 weeks. The other whip go call, I took a look here, and it was a full coverage piece. It's called Killers, and it's charted by Tilton Crafts. I just started this year too, or maybe it was the end of last year. But that I will put 5 days on in the next 2 weeks. And this is what it looks like so far. I'll keep working on the 310 on this one. And then the other full coverage for April that I need to put 5 days on is my Queen of Hearts. And this one is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is by Hannah Lynn. It's just a quick stitch, so it's fairly small. I've already got the 310 completed on this one. So this is what it's looking like. Now I need to fill in all the color. So I've started a little bit of color here. I'm gonna keep going in her hair in the corner here. Have some color in her eyes. So 5 days on this one this month as well. Those are my plans, as well as I will keep, of course, working on the stitch alongs on the weekends when I get the chance, and my Fishy Goings On whenever I can. I'll start my new 100 stitches a day project, and I try to do that every day as much as I can with work and everything else going on. We sometimes don't quite get 100, but I do my best. So maybe I'll have a finish here in another couple months. We'll see. Let's see. As far as the next section, which is purchases or stash additions, there is one thing I was going to show you guys that I had got a while ago, but I forgot about it. It's very exciting, and I've always wanted one of these. It's the DMC floss card. Let's see if I can find it here. And it's the one with the actual thread on it. So here it is. And I'm holding it upside down, but it's humongous. So that is pretty exciting to get that. That will come in handy, definitely, in the future. As far as patterns, I don't think I bought any patterns in the last 2 weeks, although I have added some to my wish list. of course. I just haven't purchased anything yet, so we'll see. I'm trying to cut back because I want to get some of the ones I already have actually stitched up eventually. So that is all I have for is purchases. As far as life updates, you already know about my running. I'm still doing that. We're finishing up school. They've already finished a couple of subjects for the year, so they're pretty excited. We go through the end of May. What else? Work is busier than normal, so I haven't had as much time for stitching as I sometimes do. And then I've also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I play World of Warcraft sometimes on and off for the last, I guess, 20 years. I don't know. It's been a long time. But yeah, so I started playing that again for a little bit. I don't have a guild or anything, so it gets a little bit boring, but just by myself, because of course nobody I know plays anymore. It's kind of not as popular as it used to be. But that is what I do at the moment. And then I am still planning schoolwork for the boys for the fall. They're going to be 7th and 8th graders. So I'm printing out a lot of stuff for that, getting that set up, getting lots of books ready. That is going to be a pretty intensive school year. So I'm guessing that will equal less stitching time in the fall, but that's okay. School is more important, of course. And then other than that, I don't have any other updates for you at the moment. So I will get back to stitching and I will see you guys next time.